Hey guys, what's going on there? I'm doing fine, and today I'm gonna tell a story about Martin Luther King, the person who saved black people from Americans, Southern Americans. So let's start the story. Martin Luther King was born in California in Atlanta. His real name was actually Michael. After his dad went to Germany for work, his father changed his name to Martin Luther because he heard of a legend called Martin Luther. In that time, America was split into two: Southern America and Northern America. Southern Americans liked to torture black people, and Martin uh, was born black in Southern America. So he was treated as a first class slave. Martin is known for his speech, "I have a dream." Well, that phrase came from his father. When Martin and his father went to buy some shoes to and went to a store, the manager of the store treated them badly and told them to hide from the white people. So they came back angry. While crossing the street, his father shouted, "I have a dream!" And Martin remembered that phrase his whole life. His mother Alberta loves him very much. His mother really loves him. His mother really loves his voice. When he says, "Mommy, I'm hungry," she makes him say it again. As a kid, Martin had a friend who was white, but his friend's family always tell him to not play with Martin because he's black. So their friendship couldn't continue. Martin became a smart kid in school. When he was a kid, he always practiced doing a speech on public places like uh, states or times where his family was gathered. So him that made him a good orator. When he finished high school, he started working to get money. When he went to Northern America, he was shocked to find out that they didn't torture black people. Admiring that, he decided to change Southern America. When Martin got to college, he didn't know what field to study, so he just goes to the library and reads book. While reading, he finds a book that talks about political rebelling techniques. After getting and admiring that, after getting a degree in morals college, he went to Boston and got his second and third degrees. Then he married a woman called Corietta. Then he decided to get ready for his first rebellion. First, let's talk about Rosa Parks before going to the rebellion. Rosa Parks is a woman who was black and got tired of giving unnecessary respect for white people. So did a rebellion and got arrested instead of getting a prize. After getting ready with Rosa Parks, Martin decided his first rebel for black people. His plan was to tell the black people not to use any public transportation. So when public transportation were asked to pay tax, they didn't have any money to pay. To help the cities keep up, Marty created a transportation plan. People who participate in the rebellion give their transportation tools to Martin and his friends, so every participant can use their transportation to move, so they can keep up the rebellion. When Martin was driving up, police stopped him and sent him to prison by false claiming, oh God, that he was driving in a high speed. and he was sent to prison. Even then, his rebellion kept on, and finally, black people were allowed to sit and behave any way they want on public transportation. Also, Martin and Rosa were freed. Marty became famous, but he didn't stop his rebellion. He did his next rebellion in Washington, D.C., and became more famous for his rebellion. Martin went for a vacation with his wife to Hindi because he admired Mahatma Gandhi, a person who rebelled for Hindi freedom from British people. And he also visited the place where Mahatma Gandhi started his longest and greatest rebellion, and after some time he came back to America. Marty started going in restaurants that black people aren't allowed to enter as a form of rebellion, of course. And in the process, Martin and 200 students got in prison. And when he was freed, he did it again, this time alone. So he was to prison alone. But this time he didn't get freed easily. In in that time, there were two competitors to become president of the United States, and there were John F. Kennedy and Nixon, and both were sent an invitation to free Martin Luther King. After a long time, John F. Kennedy decided to help Martin be freed, and because of that, John F. Kennedy got an additional black people voting for him, making him the president. Things in Southern America were getting better, but black people and white people still weren't equal. So Martin did another speech, but this time white people started throwing rocks at him. On his next speech, his followers offered the kids to participate, and he agreed. But when Martin did his speech, the kids were injured by the police dogs. So he tried again, but this time the police beat the kids themselves. And when they did that, it was broadcasted in TV, making a big shame. Before I continue part 3, I just want to make a short speech of his famous speech called I Have a Dream. I have a dream. I stand before you with hope in my heart and a dream of our nation. I dream of a land where freedom rings from every hill and valley, where justice flows like water and righteousness like a mighty stream. I dream that one day children of all races will join hands as brothers and sisters, judged not by the color of their skin but by the content of their character. I dream of a nation that lives up to its promise that all created equal and liberty belongs to all. Let freedom ring, let it ring from every corner of America. And when it does, we will all shout together, free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, we are free at last. And we're continuing partially. Martin Luther King made his greatest speech known as I Have a Dream, and he got so much famous that he even got a Nobel Prize. And he didn't stop, he kept his revolt, and in the process he was imprisoned again. So until he was freed, Malcolm X took his place. But here is the problem. Malcolm X believed in violent struggle. So instead of a non-violent struggle, which Martin does, a violent struggle appeared. When he was freed, the people stopped obeying him and started doing violent struggles. So Martin and his friends got a plan to stop them. So they decided to meet at a restaurant. His friends got late, so he decided to walk outside till they come, but suddenly he was sniped by a sniper, killing him instantly. After a long search for the person who sniped Martin, the person was found to be a criminal and was sent 100 years of prison, and he died while still being in prison, and no one remembered his name. But every citizen in America celebrates Martin's birthday, January 23, which is just 10 days different with my birthday, every year. And that's it. That's Martin Luther King's story. And thank you for listening. Don't miss to subscribe to watch more types of videos like this. Well, this knowledge, I transform knowledge.